Thank you, specifically to the gentleman from Arkansas for taking the lead on this and talking about some issues that are very important to us. I do agree. Since President LBJ's war on poverty began in 1964, the United States taxpayers have spent over $22 trillion on anti-poverty programs. Yet for many places in this country, poverty is worse. Hunger is worse. Even in our district, in the Triad, we have places where there are food deserts and food insecurities. After 50 years, we have to ask ourselves, have we seen any real progress in our communities? Families have been caught up in this generational cycle of dependence that has depleted our resources in many of our communities. And somewhere along the way, the federal government missed the mark. We have created programs that measure success on how many people we put on federal programs, not measured by how many people were able to move off programs for upward mobility. Last week, former Congressman J.C. Watts and I toured North Carolina's 6th District, my home district. We saw passionate community members working to combat many aspects of poverty, some working limited federal government, some were doing so without any involvement from the federal government. These community members have found successful ways to feed the hungry in our food deserts and educate former inmates to become employable, contributing members of our society. One nonprofit that we toured was the Welfare Reform Liaison Project in Greensboro, North Carolina. They work with a coalition of community partners under Project Reentry. And their goal is bringing the inside to the outside by assisting former offenders returning to the community after serving prison sentences. And it's not just about the program. We have to love the least of these. For people of faith, we are called to do so, and understanding that sometimes we must put the relationship before the policy to achieve maximum success. Another wonderful nonprofit we toured was Backpack Beginnings. 100% volunteer-driven and community-run. They directly provide food and necessities to children in need to make a positive and lasting impact on their health and their future well-being. One county has no state or federally funded weekend feeding programs, but these people have come behind to offer assistance. For school children, and Backpack Beginnings works to fill that gap, all without the federal government's involvement, serving 4,000 children in 38 county schools. Members of the People's House are committed to finding ideas that work to address the underlying causes of poverty and empower local communities. And I'm proud to be part of that with my dear friend and colleague, the gentleman from Arkansas, French Hill. With that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker.